One of the biggest mistakes in divorce may be the one you never even realize you're making. One of the challenges I've heard over and over wasn't about money. It wasn't about attorneys. It wasn't even about the house. It was this: I'm just going to wait until everything settles down. I remember sitting across from a woman who looked completely exhausted. She had spent months dealing with attorneys, paperwork, emotions, and uncertainty. And when we started talking about her home, she shook her head and said, I can't even think about it right now. I'll figure it out later. And honestly, I understood. When your life feels like it's been turned upside down, waiting feels safe. It feels like you're giving yourself just a little bit of time to breathe, to heal, to think. But here's what I gently shared with her. Real estate does not wait because you're overwhelmed. The market just keeps on moving. Interest rates keep changing. Home values continue to rise or fall. Lending guidelines change. Your financial circumstances change. And sometimes the options you have today aren't the same options you'll have 6 months from now. That's when she looked at me and asked, so are you saying I have to make a decision today? I said, no. I'm saying you need to understand your options before someone or something else makes the decision for you. There's a big difference. Many people believe waiting means that they're avoiding a decision, but that's not actually what's happening. Waiting is a decision. It's a decision to let time influence the outcome. It's a decision to let changing markets determine your options. It's a decision to let interest rates, property values, or financial circumstances decide things you could have influenced earlier on. Now, sometimes waiting is absolutely the right strategy, but there's a difference between waiting strategically and waiting because you don't know what to do. One creates options. The other often reduces them. I've seen women wait to refinance only to discover interest rates had climbed, so they no longer qualified. I've seen women delay selling only to watch the market shift and equity they thought they had to begin with shrink. I've seen women postpone difficult conversation until deadlines, court orders, or financial pressure removed the flexibility they once had. None of them planned for that to happen. They simply believed time would create clarity. But here's what I've learned after years in real estate. Time doesn't create clarity. Sometimes time creates consequences. That's why I believe one of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself during divorce isn't, what should I do today? It's this: what do I need to understand today so that I still have choices tomorrow? That's a very different question. Because decision clarity isn't about rushing you into a decision. It's about making sure you understand your choices while you still have them. You don't have to sell today. You don't have to refinance today. You don't have to make every decision today, but you do need to understand what can change if you wait, what opportunities could disappear, what risks could increase, what information would help you to make a stronger decision when the time is right. Because the strongest decisions are rarely made under pressure. They're made when you have information, when you understand your options, and when you have a strategy instead of a reaction. So let me leave you with this. If you're telling yourself, I'll figure it out later, pause for a minute and ask a different question. What might it cost me if later changes my options? That question has saved people far more money than trying to time the market ever has. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't need to have all the answers today, but you do deserve to understand your options before circumstances begin making decisions for you. Together, let's evaluate your situation, identify your decisions that may require attention, and help you understand what could change if you wait so you can move forward with confidence instead of uncertainty. Because your future deserves more than hope. It deserves a strategy, clarity before commitment, options before urgency. That's how you protect your future. It's your girl Tisha, your real estate strategist of choice.